If you are a new gun owner and you're thinking about buying a gun from a pawn shop, you may want to check this video out first. Here are going to be 5 tips that you're going to need to know to make sure that your purchase at the pawn shop is good. Welcome to Black Barrel Tactical. I am Tactical O, and here on this channel, we help new and experienced gun owners make good, solid decisions about buying weapons from different and various places. So let's jump right into the list. The number one thing you need to know when purchasing from a pawn shop is to understand the return policy. Some pawn shops have, there is no return policy. Some of them tell you, like, hey, listen, we're going to give you a certain percentage of the value of the gun. And this is why it is important to understand what you're getting before you get what you get. Don't assume because a store sells it, they're automatically going to return it. Make sure you ask these questions so you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. You don't want to get home, think you like it, and then you don't, and now you feel like you're stuck with it. Number 2, you want to make sure that you inspect the firearm. We all know when you ask to see a gun at a pawn shop, you're going to have to turn in your ID, and they're going to hand you the weapon, most likely just like this. As you guys can see, it is clear. And so with that being said, you want to make sure not only that you look at it, you get a feel for it, but you want to make sure that you put it down. You want to make sure that you rack it. You hear how it sounds. You want to make sure that there's no grinding noise. You also want to make sure, ask before you do it. Make sure you point in a safe direction. Like, hey, listen, you mind if I hit the trigger? You want to make sure if you do, that you hear a trigger sound and a crisp sound. Another thing that you want to think about doing is just making sure anything that comes with the gun fits and works as it's supposed to. So if you're getting a PSA dagger, you ask them, hey, how many magazines come with it? You make sure that all the magazines fit. You want to make sure that whatever they're giving you works. If it comes with the optic should work. You want to make sure whatever they're giving you is working. You also want to look at the way the weapon has been cared for. You want to make sure that if it has, any rust on it or anything like that, you want to make sure how the finish on it looks. You want to make sure if you have the time, and if they allow you to, that you're able to break it down and look. A lot of times they'll sell you on a story of, oh, this gun has been shot less than 50 times, or, it just was a save queen. Listen, you are not buying the story, you are buying the weapon. So make sure when you do that, you look at the weapon and you make sure, is it clean? Did they clean it? Are the pieces well oiled? Is there anything that looks like it's broken? Is there anything that looks like it's chipped? Is it dry? These are questions that you need to know to ensure that you're getting something. Because again, depending on their return policy, you may not be able to return it or get all of your money back. So you want to make sure that you're getting something that you have inspected. You have inspected all the pieces that come with it that is included with the price. So if you're buying an AR-15 and it comes with the scope and it comes with the magnifier needs to work. The scope needs to work. Why? Because they're charging you for it. Pro tip, also, anytime you're checking out a firearm and you're checking out to make sure that it works, you want to make sure that you have a pencil or a pen handy with you. You want to be able to take the pencil and you want to cock it back and pull the trigger. If you notice that jump in the pencil, that shows you that the firing pin mechanism is working. So again, that's one step to ensure that the firearm you're getting is in good condition. Number 3, make sure you research the price of the gun, brand new, and what it looks like on the used market. You want to make sure that if you're looking at a SIG P320 and it costs $1,100 brand new, that they're not going to charge you $1,000 for one that is brand new, because that's a crazy markup for a used gun, right? So not only that, you want to make sure that you understand the variance and the prices that cause them to be different. So for example, look at my 2 models of PSA daggers, right? So this PSA dagger, they may have for $375. While this one looks exactly like it, it may cost $395 or $425. And because it has a threaded barrel, it may cost more because it has suppressor sights. It may cost more, though both of these have suppressor sights. They're just different things. Also, it could be that this could cost more because this comes with more magazines. So you want to make sure whatever it is you're looking at, that you're actually getting a good deal. A lot of times I see that they are selling things for absorbent cost, for what it is based on other things. And you want to make sure that you're getting the best deal that's possible. So again, make sure you understand, if you know, like Glocks, kind of get an understanding of what the going rate for a Glock is. And again, even with new guns, sometimes you know, they have to make a profit, so there has to be a little bit of a higher cost. But for example, I bought a Mod 3 brand new from the pawn shop, and Mod 3 has a MSRP of like 300 to like 325. The tan one that I have, I got from them for like 336. That's not bad. They got a little bit of markup. They made a little bit off the top. They probably made more than just the $12. Whereas when I looked at the black one, the same exact model, it just was black. They wanted 389. Why would I pay you 389 for a gun that costs 325? Like, that's crazy. And to be honest, like, people are getting Mod 3s for a lot cheaper. Some people were getting them for like 299, 305. So again, understanding the cost of what you're looking for is going to be important, and typical the going rate of it. If something is a lot higher, then it needs to have a justification or a reason. Also, understanding whatever accessories and stuff come with it, understand how that can affect the cost. There was a time I went to a pawn shop. I was looking at a P320, and they wanted 500 for it. I was like, all right, cool. I ended up putting that on layaway and ended up buying it. Cool. I went back 2 weeks later. They sold another P320, the same size, but with an optic for like $30 cheaper. And I was like, what? That makes no sense. So I went in and bought that one too. But that's not the point. Understanding what the cost is and what the market calls for it is going to give you a good idea whether you're getting a good deal or not. Number 4, making sure you understand the background process, the background check process when buying a gun. This is important because, again, if you don't know what you're getting into, if you're not reading the directions carefully or the questionnaire carefully, you can run into issues. Quick example is someone may have been committed as a teen or as a child, and you know, because of that, they now can't own firearms for the rest of their life. But they may think, hey, my record is sealed, just like it would be if it was a criminal charge. However, that is not true, and that is a quick way to become a felon. So make sure you're understanding what you're doing when you're filling out the background check process to ensure that, number one, you can get the gun and that you don't make yourself a felon. Real important. Tip number 5, do not let them rush you. Again, do not let them rush you. They might be busy, but this is an important decision. And again, like number 1, if they don't have a good return policy, you need to make sure that they don't rush you. Make sure you do your due diligence and, you know, inspect the gun. Make sure things work how they're supposed to. Make sure you inspect the gun as best as you can, especially if it's a gun that you know how to break down. Make sure you're breaking it down. You're looking at it. You see how it's kept. Making sure that, you know, again, pieces aren't grinding together and things like that. So it's very important to make sure that you don't let them rush you. You take your time and you follow the things that we've talked about. You know, buying a firearm is a serious purchase, especially if you're a new gun owner. So again, remember the return policy. Always inspect the firearm. Research the price. Understand the background check process. And then last but not least, do not let anyone rush you. So again, do your homework before you buy, not after. This is Tactical O with Black Bear Tactical. You guys take it easy. Have a nice day. And also, if you guys like my videos, make sure you subscribe so when I drop another one, y'all will be able to see it.